on, y'all? What's good, man? Spirit, light, body. I'm forward. All right, y'all. So, I've been on my practice of yoga, right? Which, like I'm reading right here in the Bhagavad Gita, it says clearly the practice of yoga, abhyasa, is is defined as repeated inner and outer efforts to remain in the eternal tranquility of the soul. Y'all already know just from that right there. Let's read it again. The practice of yoga is defined as repeated inner and outer efforts to remain in the eternal tranquility of the soul, right? And so y'all know, I have been reading little excerpts and stuff out to the Gita because a few years back, Seven Bomar put me on to the yoga and all that. And a lot of folks think that the yoga is just like that mat over there and stuff. It's like, nah, man, yoga means it comes from the word huge, which means union. So what would the union be? The soul and the spirit, right? So you're uniting your spirit and your soul. And when you're able to tap into the inner channel, the Sushumna, you see what I'm saying? Because y'all all seen that Caduceus, and you got the two serpents going up the rod, right? Which is the spine. So these two terminating channels, Ida and Pingala, synonymous with the sun and the moon, the conscious and the unconscious mind, or the conscious and the subconscious, right? So we know that in occultism, that's being able to balance the two. So the way that you do that is by way of yoga, which again is the union. So as you're bending and twisting and the body's contorting in all these different ways, you're working out the great machine, or as what's called the Sri Yantra. Now, all the ancients knew the Sri Yantra was the body, it was the temple, right? And yoga was the codes that when you put in, it can release the spirit of the soul from the body, right? And so that's why they'll tell you, oh yeah, well the body is a prison and blah blah blah, to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? It's like when they so-called father shaitan, or as many different names, you see what I'm saying, Yaldabaoth, whatever you want to call it, you see what I'm saying? Like when the bodies were created, like the souls can't be created nor destroyed, you see what I'm saying? So in the ancient texts, they showed you where they were creating the bodies, the archons, the organs, the archons, right? But see, all this was synonymous with the body. So when the soul comes into physical reality, it comes into the body. And when it descends from the heavens and it enters into the body, right? And then the kundalini comes in and it tucks itself in the bottom of the spine, right? And so obviously, if you got the guidance, you will be guided eventually to reawaken that and tap into the divine within and begin to make the ascent up again. So when you get ready to kite up out of here, you see what I'm saying? Boom, you'll ascend back to where you come. But see, we come into physicality and then you get thrown off by all these entities down here saying, oh no, I'm the one and only, blah, 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 follow this path. And then they're not leading you into anything but giving your money away, you know what I'm saying? Bowing and being in fear and then cursing you for being, like in what originally that so-called entity, which is an ancestor. You see what I'm saying? The jackal, like I said, Yaldabaoth, there's many different names that this entity set up this world. Like when you get into the Gnostic text, you will understand, like in the beginning of Genesis and stuff, when it's telling you like, hey, like in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, blah 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 blah, let us make man in our image. But then it goes on to say that, oh, I'm the one and the only. It never explains who us and our is. You see what I'm saying? There is a whole spiritual hierarchy, and that's why I said, like, when you get into the Gnostic text, you'll see that, oh, okay, so the pleroma word, that's the divine emanator. This is the emanation. The pleroma, the divine emanator. So from the divine holographic projector, whatever you want to call it, just because it's a hologram, doesn't mean it's not real. Like Seven Bomar said, the illusion is just hinting to that everything here is made from ilu, which is light. It's illusory, right? But it's just made of light. That's all it means. So everything here is made of light. And that becomes very apparent when you look at things under the microscope, which I've been telling y'all that for some time, sitting right over there. So that's what I'm saying, that like when you observe these things, stop just believing what other people are saying and start digging into it for yourself. Like I heard Rod Hayes talking about the Bhagavad Gita. I'm like, bro, like, it shows it's been 20 years since you read that book, bro. It shows clearly. I'm like, because the Bhagavad Gita, maybe it was a version he had too. I ain't ragging on him, brother. I'm just saying that, that maybe it was a version he had too, because like I told y'all, this one right here, God talks with Arjuna. This is the Bhagavad Gita that you want to get if you want to understand it. The other one is really traditional, like the Bhagavad Gita as is, but this one right here was rewritten. It was ordained. Paramahansa Yogananda, he rewrote this. He got the green light from his guru to do so. So he goes through and he breaks it down to where like you can comprehend it in like today. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, this thing is full of just, I mean, just beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful. I mean, just things that like you might sit up here and wonder about forever. It's like I was in a meditation this morning and I heard the ancestors and they were like, you need to destroy all doubt, destroy all fear. And I opened up this Gita this morning to go read. And I read this right here, and then all of a sudden I look, and then what it says right there, please remove forever all my doubts, O Krishna. And once you understand or understand that Arjuna talks with God, it's talking about Arjuna being the lower self and then Krishna being the higher self. So just like we get that divine inspiration and connection to God, you see what I'm saying? Here they come with the hijack. Oh, you can't go yourself. You can't do it yourself. It's like, man, that's crazy. If I was created by this almighty supreme being, then why would you say I can't come to you? That's like you having a child and saying, yo, you can't come to me. You know what I'm saying? You come to them to come get to me. What kind of father is that? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, y'all. So that's what I'm saying. This is the type of stuff we believe in our spiritual system. It trickles down into the physicality. And that's what I'm saying. The closest thing to the spirit is the mind. And once you get that kind of foolishness in your mind, it taints your spirit. And once your spirit and your mind is tainted, the body automatically follows. It's by default, y'all. So I'm just saying, man, spirit, light, body, y'all. Yo, if you like this kind of stuff, you want me to go deeper in on this, leave a like, leave a comment. We can get into it, y'all. Hold this.